Hello YouTube, and welcome to my next video. Basically I'm doing a video on Deadlands, Classic Deadlands, this book here. You can't get it anymore, it's out of print, this version. You can get the Deadlands Reloaded, but yeah, I don't think it's as good. I got it from YouTube, I got it from eBay at some point a few years ago, and it served me quite well. If you're ever going to run it, you'll need the player's handbook and the marshal's handbook as well. So why do I love Deadlands so much? Well, basically, apart from the obvious funness of the system, if funness is the word, if it's not, just coined it. In my opinion, Deadlands is just, there's so much going on. It's so deep. If you want it to be, you can do anything with it. Obviously in the constraints of the setting itself, but yeah, there's just so much you can do. You can set it anywhere in the West, literally any state. You could probably run a game of Deadlands and keep to the sort of the flavour of horror and sort of western all running. I know the game is set, it's a 90s game, so it is quite heavy meta plotted, but you can easily ignore and do your own thing with the meta plot. Just completely throw it out. I mean, a lot of it, like a lot of the setting material in the Marshal's Handbook, you can read, and it gives you like some really good plot points and stuff to use to develop a game based around certain themes that run through the different states. One of my favourite things to do is I love it when you get new players, as in maybe not new players to roleplay, but new players to Deadlands, and you pretty much run it dressed up as basically a spaghetti western. They've got really no idea that there's all these horrendous things going on out in the West, and they start to freak out when something scary or creepy happens, that their players are just going, what's going on, why can't my gun like do anything, why is my bullets not injuring this abomination? And it's and the fact that they sort of have to run away and figure something else out, that violence is not always the way that you solve these things. You have to get to the source of it, find its weakness, I'd say. And yeah, that's one of the things, one of the reasons why I like Deadlands is the Marshal knows so much. Well, in general, so much about the system that or the setting, or as much as you can, and you can sort of like seed elements into it, things that that they think are weird. For example, one of the first games that I ran, they were, like I said in the previous video, Redemption Rock, and it was like a mining town, a bit like Deadwood in the TV show Deadwood, where it's sort of like just been established. It's all like new buildings, but it's very small, and most people live in tents. And one of the prospectors who was mining the ghost rock in the Black Hills or somewhere nearby where the town was set, he contracted ghost rock fever, which is like a disease, and if you fail your rolls enough, if you keep botching your rolls to fight off the fever, you can your body internally combusts, burns to a cinder, and all that's left is your heart has been turned into like a solid lump of ghost rock. So I had that, which freaked them all out. Fuck, whoa, someone just caught on fire for no apparent reason. That's fucking scary. And the other thing I love about the system is the fact that it uses a poker deck, or multiple poker decks, and poker chips. Poker chips being like fate points that they can spend on experience and or adding dice to their rolls to give them that little bit of an edge. I love how simple the system is. You roll a bunch of dice. When you roll the highest number on that dice, say if it was a d6, you roll a 6. That's called an ace. So you get to re-roll the ace, and add it onto the 6. And basically, you're looking for the highest dice out of all the dice you've rolled, the highest number on it. And so obviously, if you roll a 6 again, you roll again. I think the mechanic's called exploding dice, but in Deadlands it's called acing, because, you know, Deadlands. And I love the fact that, you know, every 5 above the target number, it's called a raise. You know, I'm raising the pot, whatever. You know, it's all sort of directed towards being a Western game, and not a West End game, but a Western game. And so it's sort of you know, it sort of just has that flavour. I love reading the book. The text is so characterful in the book. It's like having a Western person talking in your head, you know, so that it actually feels. It just has so much. Just it's so good to read. Like I said in my previous video, I love the fact that character generation is done by, you draw 12 cards from a poker deck, and yes, it is random. There is a random element to it, but it's not massively random due to the fact that how they spread the dice over the cards. Like, there's more chance of you getting D6s than any other dice. I love the fact that hucksters, that, you know, the game's effectively wizards in the Weird West. They have to draw poker cards to basically power their spells. They have to make the best hand that they possibly can from a poker fight. You know, base value 5 cards, but if they get, depending on how many raises they get to add cards to it. But you know, that's so cool. I mean, I think one time when I actually played it, and I was playing a huckster, I actually got a royal flush or whatever, and you know, and did a hex blast, and you know, completely obliterated someone in a single shot from this. I love the fact that preachers can be like effective weapons against evil. They sort of cast miracles. They're sort of like paladins or maybe, you know, clerics from D&D, but you know, it's set in. It's not this world, but it's a similar world. I love the fact when a player has a mysterious pass, and you know, on some of them the marshal doesn't tell the player they've got them. You know, some you do. Oh, you got this, blah blah blah. But on some they don't. Like, if you on one of the mysterious passes, they could be harrowed, which is basically a Walking Dead. They've got, you know, when they died, just before they died, an evil spirit came in and went, "I'm taking hold of this host. I'm hosting your body." And then the soul's, you know, his soul hasn't left the body. It's still in there, and they're sort of like fighting amongst each other. And in general, I mean, the players generally have the dominance over the spirit, but occasionally the harrowed, you know, the evil spirit could go, I'm taking over for a bit, and just go cause wanton destruction. And you don't tell the player, you just turn to the player and go, when you write your history, yeah, I need you to basically say at some point you was left for dead. And they go, huh? Why do I need to write that I was left for dead? Oh, you just need to. It's just important. And bam, they, you know, they're paranoid. Why do I need to do that? So yeah, that's pretty cool. And you slowly reveal that, you know, over time that they're actually not alive anymore. That they've been dead for, you know, a period of time. Eventually they may figure it out, but sometimes they don't. The only flaw that I can see with the game is combat can sometimes take a little too long. But that's only a real minor flaw, in my opinion. And it could be a lot worse. It could be seriously a lot worse. And once everyone knows what they're doing, it runs relatively fast and simple when you get down to it. But yeah, Deadlands, I can't recommend it enough. And so basically, I think I'm going to end there with my frothing over Deadlands. I'm probably going to be putting up some videos to do with the campaign that I'm running, and basically do a weekly update on the campaign if anyone's interested. If not, I don't care, I'm going to upload it anyway. And at some point, if I can figure out how to do it, because I'm not figured at writing, I'd like to do this. Beautiful book. Yeah, I got a bit dodged then, but oh well. Star Wars Edge of the Empire. I'd like to do a review on this, maybe, or froth over it like I have done with Deadlands. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.